What happened? I remember now.
Ahab. Come in, Ahab.
Israel, you really kept me waiting.
I just wanted you to know that I've made it out safely. They won't suspect a thing. You played your role perfectly.
I see. That's good. At least I've done something right here. Then it seems that Solid Snake was more confident than either of us gave him credit for.
I never expected him to succeed.
Quite a heavy tuition for such a meager lesson. It's over. You destroyed the Metal Gear and activated the self-destruct sequence. Outer Heaven will go off in smoke in a matter of minutes. And the public will think that Big Boss died with it.
I see. Are you sure you can't make an escape?
Positive. He got me good. I can't feel my lower body. This is it for me, Ishmael. No amount of dioxin will get me out this time.
Outer Heaven won't die with you, as long as a man carrying the name of Big Boss is alive. There will always be someone striving to create a nation for soldiers. Are you familiar with Zanzibar land?
How could I not? Leon Narsk. The location of our first and last mission as part of the Fox unit. Last I heard, they'd splintered from the Soviet Union and became their own state.
No. Never mind. It's not something you need to worry about anymore. Don't worry. I'll keep our dream alive. From today onward, the name of Big Boss is something you'll no longer have to bear. Thank you, Ahab.
Goodbye.
Till my mission is finally over. It was my pleasure, Ishmael. No. Big Boss. I see. So you've come to get me out this time. Then I guess my battle is finally over.
Welcome to UCBB, Episode 3. I'm your host, Arnaldo Castillo, and with me,
Jairo Martinez.
So you guys are probably wondering, what did we just hear? Actually, it was a fan-made manga by a guy named Cody Shaw. He actually made this manga as an alternative ending to Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain.
Yeah, it's great. He actually posted it on Tumblr. He does a few other video games and stuff, but most of his stuff, he's an illustrator, and he posts them on Tumblr. And Kotaku picked up the article.
Right. And so, we saw this, and I was just like, man, what if we read this out? What if we, acted this out? And, Jairo was just like, it would be a great idea. So we wanted to bring it to you guys as a little Thanksgiving treat, I suppose.
Yeah. By the way, happy Thanksgiving, guys. For those of you in the U.S., happy Thanksgiving. I hope it was great.
Yeah. I hope you guys ate plenty of turkey. For my Hispanic friends, You know, you guys ate some pernil. If
Yes.
you didn't, I'm sorry to hear that.
Absolutely.
You probably got there too late. But I think this is going to be a good show. I don't think you guys thought we would make it to episode 3.
No,
Neither
probably not.
neither did we.
No, I don't think we did.
No. But yeah, we want to keep coming back. We've been receiving a lot of good feedback from you guys. Very much appreciated.
Yeah.
And I'm really gonna appreciate talking about today's topic.
Yeah, today's Coda conversation is pretty interesting.
Yeah. But of course, before we get into that,
The CB News.
all right. So we've got about 7 items on the list. Let's go with the first one. So now apparently the MGS5 Collector's Edition DLC items can now be purchased separately.
Yeah, it was. I know it was a situation before, but this is a lot better. You know, you see a lot of games going into it, going into this route, just so that they can make individual, I guess, money. You know, you can choose and pick whichever you want. Before it was like bundles, and some of the collector's edition, you know, it was just like one part each. So the best way to do this is by going in and having separate DLC content just for these things. You know, how do you feel about it?
Well, I mean, you know, I know you spent quite a penny on your collector's edition. I actually didn't buy the collector's edition because I'm broke.
Yeah, I did just because, you know, it's the last Metal Gear and everything. But the collector's edition item aren't. To be honest, I've only used it like probably like 2 or 3 times. It's not much stuff.
Would you say it was worth getting the collector's edition?
It's
in
not.
your honest opinion?
It's not. No,
it's not.
It's definitely not. No.
Okay. So I mean, apparently you get some fatigues, you get some weapons. So basically, for instance, you get Black Ocelot as a fatigue, Blue Urban, stuff like that, and a couple of weapons, a couple of shields. It's not crazy. You get some XP boost for your online, and even a Metal Gear helmet. So I mean, if you guys can purchase it for about 99 cents a piece.
Yeah.
So if that's your, you know, if that's what floats your boat, by all means. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I won't be purchasing any of that.
Yeah, no, it's not really worth it.
Right.
Honestly.
Right. And I know that you had something you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, so the next piece of news, it's related to online as well. So the next Metal Gear Online update will introduce a new preset text feature. So in this week's designer notes of Volume 3, the Metal Gear Online developers talk about some of the changes made to the CQC in the earlier updates, as well as one of the additions happening in upcoming December update, which is the preset text. So, quote, today we'll take a look at the changes made in CQC version 1.1 and the nature of hand-to-hand combat for MGO in Volume 3. Of the designer notes, as many of you know, CQC is a hallmark melee system unique to the Metal Gear series. Particularly, for MGO, all classes can perform CQC. However, today we'd like to focus on the outstanding CQC abilities used by the Infiltrator. One special Infiltrator ability, known as CQC Stealth Plus, increases the speed of a CQC choke maneuver, stunning enemies faster than other classes. Likewise, the stamina level of the enemy doesn't affect the CQC choke. Speed giving you a similar effect up against a Tank Plus, equipped Enforcer as any other opponent or class. Likewise, the natural abilities of an Infiltrator allows them to quickly choke out an enemy even without the ability equipped. Enforcers, in contrast, are the slowest to stun an enemy by choking. End quote. So, since the release of 1.1, which was a few days ago, CQC Stealth Plus 2, which is level 2, or above, is now only means to run stun an enemy with a single throw or punch. Other classes, as well as Infiltrators without losing the ability equipped, are no longer able to stun an enemy with a single blow, throw, or pummel. And I've experienced that. Yep. In other words, in order to stun or sleep an enemy after knocking them to the ground, players can shoot the fallen enemy with the WUS dot pistol or other non-lethal weapons since the update. Players have also experienced with other methods, including diving towards players. So that's a few of the stuff. So now, which is the stuff they were talking about last week, which is the preset radio, has been useful means of communication amongst players, but thus far has been limited to those only on your team, which is true. Quote, we're introducing a new feature known as preset text, which enables players to send messages to both team members and opposing players. We have newly created 32 preset text commands and basic greetings to the live in version 1.2 patch, and plan to include more with your feedback. Additionally, with the inclusion of preset text, we're enabling players to continue play after the end of each round. While the round has ended and no health or stamina damage is affected, players can communicate via preset text and preset radio to all players on the map. The result screen can be hidden or revealed with a designated button during this period. So spend that time you will socializing, congratulating others on their win, and making friends in the battlefield, which is definitely not going to happen. Right. End quote.
Yeah, right.
Look forward to the above changes and more in the version 1.2 update this December. That's it. So that was the developer's notes, volume 3 for Metal Gear Online.
I could see this going wrong so bad.
Yeah, you can. This kind of reminds me of, the old times where, you communicate with other players. It had a lot more for some reason.
Right.
So,
right.
but
well, I mean, you were never able to do this in the other MGOs. This is the first time.
No, this is the first time, right?
This is the first time you're doing this. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
I guess. But moving on. Here we have the top 10 games. I won't go through all 10.
So that's from what?
Oh, this is from the Times.
Oh, Times Magazine. Okay.
Yeah, the Time Magazine.
Okay.
I won't go through all 10, so I won't bore you. I'll just go to the nitty gritty. Top 5. So top 5, we have The Witcher. The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt.
Great game. Very good game.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Never played it. Number 4, Her Story. I know. I never heard of it either.
I heard of it. It's a very interactive game. It's live action interactive.
Really?
Yeah. Live action.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Hyro is the gamer between both of us. So, count on his word. Number 3, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain.
Never heard of it.
Get out of my show.
Number 3.
Number 3, guys. We got number 3. And for what it was a good run.
Yeah. Number 3 kind of hurts because there's a few outlets that named it number 1.
Right.
But, yeah, it's pretty cool.
But I think after they gave it some time and kind of like really looked into it as more than just gameplay, like you said a couple of times, they kind of drew back and said, you know what, maybe we graded it too easily, or because it was a Metal Gear game, we kind of gave it that leverage. But
so what was number 2 and 1?
Yeah, let's rip the Band-Aid right off, guys. We lost to Lara Croft. Number 2, Rise of the Tomb Raider. You said it was a good game, though.
It's a very good game.
Yeah.
It's so the funny thing about this game is, Uncharted, the Uncharted series took after Tomb Raider from the past. Now it's the opposite. Now Tomb Raider is taking from Uncharted.
Right.
They've taken all the right things from it.
Right. They're like, we're taking back our turf, kind of a thing.
Pretty much, yeah. And, to be a competitor with PlayStation, although Tomb Raider is coming out for PlayStation later in the year.
Right.
But I think that with this game, it has a lot of good components that Uncharted did right. And it took all the stuff that Uncharted rarely did wrong and just took it and just went for a whole other level. It's so good. The story is fascinating. I think the revamped version of this Tomb Raider is a lot better. Mm-hmm. The first one was really good. Tomb Raider, the first one that came out a couple of years ago, and that was really good. This one just took it out the water. It's very good. So number 1.
Number 1 is another game I've never heard about. It's called Prune. Prune. Prune.
Yeah, literally never heard this game ever.
I've never heard of this.
But I have to play it now.
apparently the curiosity just remember it killed the cat.
It did.
But Satisfaction brought it back, so you'll let us know how it is. But guys, yeah, that was the top 5 out of the top 10. You can go to the Time magazine and you'll see which ones actually, the other 5 that made it. But you know what? I'm okay with it. I'm not too upset with what Metal Gear got for what it was.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, that's fine. At least we're in the top.
At least we made it. We made it. But moving on.
All right. So the next piece of news we have is the new CD called new soundtrack CD for Metal Gear Solid 5. It's called The Lost Tapes, and it's available for pre-order now. A new soundtrack CD for Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain has appeared on website CD Japan, titled Metal Gear Solid 5 Original Soundtrack: The Lost Tapes. The 2 discs will supposedly contain the music tracks that weren't on the original soundtrack CD. A limited edition version, including cassette tape, is available. Although it isn't clear yet what this will entail, the soundtrack will release on March 23rd of 2016. Some specifications from the website. So the description reads, game soundtrack release of Metal Gear Solid 5, The Lost Tapes, featuring 13 titles with cassettes. So that's pretty cool, and there's 2 discs inside, so it's a 2-disc, tape.
Really?
Yep. So there's also a slightly cheaper regular edition with just 1 disc and a booklet. We will have everything, I guess, this outlet we're getting from Metal Gear Informer. They'll have anything official, like announcements from Konami or anyone later on with more details.
Okay.
So, that's the one. That's pretty cool. I'm a huge fan of music, so I'd like to see where they're going with that.
Yeah, trying to be creative, do creative things.
Yeah, of course. No, I mean that's a cool thing.
Yeah, you have you got different types of fans that they're gonna buy it anyway. Just to have it. They might not even listen to it.
They have to have it.
Yeah, definitely.
So what's the next one we have?
Well, apparently this one is also about the MGS community. So basically, what I'm reading here is that this represents the initial season rules, operations for Metal Gear Online.
Yeah, which is what we were speaking about last week about the ESL.
Right.
So
right.
This is
these are the rules, right? This is December's rule list, right?
Yeah, December is super full every Sunday.
Right, every Sunday. So the max capacity is only 12. It's only 12, and the minimum capacity is only 12. Briefing time is 10. Idle kick, there's no idle kick. Password is required. You can use any map, time of the day, any. That means either the map is at daytime or at nighttime. Mission is bounty hunter, so there is no capture the comm or get the disc. Unique characters, no. Rush mode, no. Tickets, 40. Matches,
40.
2.
Wow.
Rounds, 4. So guys, if you are in the ESL competition, go for it, man. Let us know how you do. Heido said he was gonna join.
Yeah.
I won't be able to, but hey, man, I wish you guys the best of luck. Now, here's some things you might want to know, though. If there's a host disconnect, the host team forfeits.
Right. So
Okay.
Let's get those internets ready.
Yeah.
For those bills.
Yeah. Get that Optimum or whatever, Fios, whatever you use. Now, if there is a lag connection issue in the match, and it's not disputed well, there will be video evidence to kind of like prove what happened. If you really got that headshot, bull crap.
That did not happen.
Like, yeah, man. Have you ever like just been grabbed from so far away and you're like, how, where, when did he shoot me?
I guess this is their version of a kill cam.
Yeah, I mean, why don't they have that normally though?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Okay, now, we've also got player switching. Now that I wonder how that's gonna go, but apparently there's gonna be screenshot evidence, which upon investigation they'll make their decision on. So I guess if you have an Xbox One, they'll use the Kinect to kind of like give you, It'll take a picture of you as you play.
Right.
Oh, look at that. Oh, but although ESL's not for Xbox One, so
Yeah, I don't think so. No.
no. So, now it seems like there's gonna be a lot of video evidence. It kind of makes me feel like they're watching us a lot.
Big Brother.
Big Brother's watching, guys. Don't do any hacks. All right. So play fair, win fair, and earn fair.
Yeah.
What else we got, man?
All right. So the next one we have is probably the biggest news that came out last week during Thanksgiving. So if you don't live under a cardboard box.
Advertisement.
They're talking about nuclear weapon emplacements. So this is the next big thing that's happening. So Metal Gear Solid 5 secret nuclear disarmament event has begun, says Konami. So a secret event inside Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain can now be triggered. Konami has revealed once a set of very specific conditions are met, one of them being the complete nuclear disarmament of everyone on the same regional server. Nuclear weapons are owned and developed at a player's mother base, used as a deterrent against raids by other players. There are achievements and trophies related to both developing and deactivating these weapons. Evidently, Konami wishes to pursue nuclear disarmament along a theme of the Metal Gear Solid stories in a more comprehensive way. So here are the very specific ways in order for this to trigger. So you must have completed Mission 31. You must not own or be currently developing a nuclear weapon. If you have any nukes in stock, you must dismantle them. Certain conditions related to nuclear proliferation must be met on the regional server for your corresponding platform. So, all 5. All nuclear weapons on the regional server corresponding to your console or platform must have been dismantled. In other words, the amount of nukes on your platform server must be equal to 0. Konami added that the event automatically triggers when a player returns to his or her mother base after completing a main mission. If a player developer develops a new nuclear weapon afterwards, the event can be repeated so long as those weapons are dismantled. So, that's the next big thing. I got this article from Polygon by Owen S. Good. So that was published on November 28th. So that was the big news that came out over Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah.
So Konami also let out some interesting numbers, which you have.
Yeah, actually, it was updated on November 29th. So, guys, these are how many nukes are left based on platform. So currently, I'm just going to come out and say it. 360 is, the Xbox 360 that is in the lead and having the least amount of nukes left. That means people have been getting to work. But PlayStation 4 still has 188 nukes to be dismantled. PlayStation 3 has 140. Xbox One has 52. And get this, PC Stream still has 11,473 nukes.
Yeah, but that's because, the cheaters and stuff like that, you can make nukes and whatever, so.
Well, I don't know what it is, but guys, why so many?
The PC one really doesn't count, just because I know that's just a absurd number, because, they can cheat, they can put nuclears in there, but the ones that do count are the consoles ones, because, you clearly can't cheat on those. But what's interesting to me is that the reason why Xbox 360 and Xbox One are in the lead is just because, in my guess, there's just less people with Metal Gear for the Xbox. I don't think many people bought it for the Xbox One or the 360. I think most people bought it for the PlayStation, consoles.
Why do you think that is?
This could be just from the long-running PlayStation family, as you think, Metal Gear Solid 4, Metal Gear Solid 3, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 1.
You think they're just being faithful PlayStation Metal Gear fans?
And then the advertisements, most of the advertisements that I saw were followed by a PlayStation logo after.
Well, I mean, honestly, what attracted me the most to, if I ever got a PlayStation 4, was getting it were the specs, really. 1080p, 60 frames per second.
That could be it too. That could be it too.
I mean, what's the real great difference between 720p and 1080p?
You
and
can't
60
really notice
frames per second.
No. The frames, I'd say yes, you can notice 30
Oh
frames
yeah,
and 60
of
frames.
course. But they both, Xbox One and PlayStation 3, both have 60 frames per second.
No, not PlayStation 3.
Did I say PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4?
Yeah, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, yes.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah,
PlayStation
yeah.
4 and Xbox One both have 60 frames per second.
They do. The Ps don't really matter. And yes, the PS4, it runs better on PS4.
Okay.
And that could definitely be a reason why.
Factor.
Yeah, why people can buy it
Okay.
for PlayStation 4. But these numbers are interesting just because, these guys, they're trying. I guess there's a forum. If you go online to the Metal Gear forums, you can see people going in and out trying to disable these nuclear weapons. So what I say to you is, let's disable these nuclear weapons, and let's see where the story goes with this nuclear,
Dismemberment.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah. Well, let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's it for the news.
That's it for the news.
Great.
So,
guys, again, we always want a site where we're getting our information from, just so that it's not coming off the top of our head. So we've got Metal Gear Informer. We've also got what was the other one, Heidel?
Polygon was the other one.
Polygon, and then Time.
And Times Magazine.
Times Magazine. So check it out, guys. We want to give credit where credit is due. We only look it up. They actually search it up and do all the research themselves and write it down. But now we're gonna get into
The topic of the day.
Yeah, the codec conversation.
All right, let's get to it.
The Codec Conversation.
All right, so for today's codec conversation, we have listener submission. So you can email us at underthecardboardbox@gmail.com for any questions or concerns, topics that you have. Just like Pytherian Fire 87 did. He says, "Hey, what's up? Love what you guys are doing. This week's topic, I want you guys to talk about what are your favorite MGO online moments. Could be from all three. Continue the great work, and UCBB." This is a good topic.
Yeah.
I chose this one just because I have so many memories of Metal Gear Solid 3 Online.
Oh, man.
Subsistence.
I do. I still remember taking the modem from my living room and bringing it to my room just to connect it to the PS2.
So, the moment Metal Gear 3 Subsistence came out, it was announced that there will be online. There was a lot of videos on it.
Yeah.
So
everybody was going nuts.
Yeah, YouTube was fresh at that time, I remember.
Yeah.
And, there was a bunch of videos. I remember this article on IGN talking about, 20 minutes with Metal Gear Online. So that was a great video. The first thing I did was go to Radio Shack and buy a 20-foot Ethernet cable to take it from my living room. There's this little box in my living room where there's this little Ethernet port,
right,
and bring it to my room so that I can just play Metal Gear Online.
Right, no excuses.
Yeah. So if for older folks and for the younger folks, if you don't remember, back then you couldn't use the phone and the internet at the same time.
Yeah.
So the house phone. So it was a mission just to play Metal Gear Online, and
it was worth it.
It was absolutely worth it.
It was absolutely worth it.
One of my fondest memories of it, though, has to be City Under Siege playing. It was during April, the spring break vacation. So I think this was 2006. Had to be 2006, 2007. And we played, I remember you and we played the whole week.
Yeah, we used to not sleep. Actually, this is when we had no life.
Yeah.
No job, no responsibility.
Yeah, we were just in
middle school.
Yeah. So it was so fun.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
It was, and I appreciate it now, but it was just how basic it was. The simplicity behind it.
Yeah.
There was no customizing your character. Everybody was the same. and you just run and gun, you know. So it was just the only thing you got to do was pick a certain amount of weapons.
Yeah.
That's it. You got to pick one primary, one secondary, and then you've got your grenade.
Yep.
And then you get to choose which song you want to play with.
Yeah.
So that's it.
This was one of the first games I've ever seen DLC for. I don't know if you remember this, but there was a DLC that came out for this game.
Subsistence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember what it was? Maybe this will help you. Sunrise Suplex!
Ah, yes. The two wrestlers. Yeah, I remember completely. It annoyed the hell out of me.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Like
you could hear from across the map.
They just grab you and sunrise suplex.
Yeah. Man, I just remember nights just staying up playing. Every map was just so perfect.
Yeah,
you know,
every one of them. I forgot. Man, I can't believe I forgot what the name was. But it was just that one map is just one square, and then in the middle of that square you got
cabin.
Huh?
Was that cabin?
I don't know. I forget the name. But then you've got this huge square, and then in that square there are 4 squares. It is just like you're in this tight space.
Yeah.
And everybody's just killing each other, man.
Yeah.
Like you can't even spawn without being killed.
Yeah, you're right, man. It was such a great experience back then. Just because it was, like you said, it was really simple.
Yeah.
Like it was just one.
But it took real skill though.
No, okay.
It did take it, guys. It took real skill to play this game.
Real skill,
it's not like the game now. Back then, you couldn't move while you're in first person view.
Absolutely. Okay. Not. So there was this trick, right, that was exploited. Not a trick, but I guess
technique.
A technique.
Technique.
Right. That was exploited. I think maybe during the first week of it coming out. If you would hold, I'm trying to remember.
If you're in first person view, and you either press R2 or L2, you would move towards, for instance, R means right, left, L means, you know. So if you press the R2, you would tilt to the right.
Yes.
If you press L2, you would tilt to the left. And so you would do that as you're shooting at each other if you see each other.
Yeah.
And the ultimate goal was to shoot that person in the head.
Yeah. And
you had to do it standing in one spot while pressing R1 and L1. You're pressing all 4 triggers basically, because when you press L1, you would get closer in that first person view.
Yeah.
And then the R1 is the trigger. You're shooting.
And so it started getting even more complicated than that.
Right.
If you remember, after you tilt left and right, you can crouch.
Now you can also crouch. So people would do a circle.
Literally,
they would
circle.
Rotate.
Literally.
Like, and just.
If you don't know what we're talking about, just on YouTube search up MGS3 trigger techniques.
Yeah,
and
just do
you will literally see what we're talking about.
You will look at it and just question, what are you playing now?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, so
this is how we have fun.
Yeah, no, it was fun, man. It was very frustrating because some of the moments that I wish I forgotten was the invisibility
the glitches, the glitches.
So obviously these games were run on a very, very, very poor server.
What about the auto aimers?
Oh, of course, and we'll get started on that gun, but not yet. So I just want to get into
you're about to see Hyro get put in his place in a second. Just
okay. On. So there's this cheat back then for you young listeners out there. You used to take off the Ethernet port from your modem and connect it during the game. So you'll do that during the game, and for some reason you will become invisible, and you'll choose a shotgun, and you just go around the whole map killing everyone, and that's how you win.
No one can see you.
Absolutely no one.
The only way you can die is if they find your body. It's kind of like you have an out-of-body experience.
Seriously.
And so what people used to do is that they used to climb on the ladder, and they would go up high, and then they would do the cheat, drop down, start shotgunning everyone. You don't know where the person is.
Yeah. And
you have to find the body and kill him, and then it resets and he has to do it again.
It should have been a game mode.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's terrible. Man, they call that a lag switch. That's what it was.
Lag switch. That's right.
But yeah, man, it was, or the flamethrower. They used to use the flamethrower.
Oh man, I remember.
They would
that.
become invisible.
Yeah.
And use the flamethrower, and it's not part of the game, guys. It's not like
It's not,
infiltrators nowadays, pansies,
Here we
that
go.
they use stealth. Okay.
So there was this gun.
Speaking of stealth, cheesiness,
There was this gun that was the worst gun in the world.
like if you used it, you were a
everyone,
noob.
Yeah, everyone knew you were a noob. It was called a Scorpion. It had a laser sight
yeah.
straight in, and you would shoot it from the hip. That's like how pretty much everyone would shoot it.
Right.
And it was super easy to get kills with that.
Headshots.
Yeah, I'm saying
Super easy to
from
get
the
headshot.
hip.
From the hip. Just a barrage of bullets, you're dead.
Yeah,
And
it was the worst.
And so
Oh,
you would
man,
be
it was
the most
worst.
hated player
Yeah,
online.
seriously.
And that's how I feel about people who use stealth. Hyro.
Oh my goodness, it's part of the game.
Yeah, so was the Scorpion. What you got to say? Nothing. Nothing, right? You hated it.
It was a different time.
Uh-huh. Right.
Different time.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
In any case,
So if you can think of one moment that was your fondest moment, one of the of Metal Gear Online, what would it be?
it was when I figured out that you can use the cardboard box in part 3, MGO from Subsistence. You can use the cardboard box to kind of disorient someone who's using auto aim. I remember that, or to avoid the stun grenades. Or I
Nice.
remember all that.
Nice.
That was my. And then I would just take it off, aim first person view to the right,
To the right.
gling.
That's good. That's good.
What about you, man?
Okay, so it'll have to be City Under Siege, of course. Just honestly staying up till 6 in the morning, probably till the next day, just playing with you, man. Back in the day, we would just go back and forth, playing with our friends and stuff. And I remember they'll say, "Hey, we're logging out and stuff," and then they'll ask us, "Hey, are you going to sleep?" And we're just like, "Nah, we're going into the next stage." Right. I remember us training. we were training on how to do the the triggers and all that
the
stuff.
left to right,
left to right. So
Yep.
that was fun, man. One of our friends, he was very good at headshots as well, and he got the code name Eagle.
I took it off of him.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Nice. So can you explain how that was?
Well, okay,
Because
so
it's a different system now.
yeah, right, yeah. So you would get a code name based upon how you played. Actually, it wasn't Eagle he got Hound. And I took that from him.
Okay.
Basically, for example, if you're one who, if you're new to MGS, you don't roll anymore, you just dive. But if you would roll a lot online, they would call you a flying ferret or flying squirrel. Flying squirrel. Right? If you got a lot of headshots, you would be considered an eagle. It would be next to your name. If you had a certain ratio of deaths and kills, your kills really outweighed your deaths, you would get Hound, which is short for Foxhound.
Right.
So these code names were essential to kind of like your reputation.
Yeah.
Reputation.
Yeah. They'll search it up and they'll see, man, how's this guy doing?
Right. And
They'll
they'll
see your
even make
stats.
fun of you on while the loading screen is going on if they see that you're like a flying squirrel.
Yeah.
You're like you flying squirrel. They'll say whatever you.
Yeah, back then it was terrible.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What?
There was no sportsmanship at all.
Oh man, it was just you just spoke with a gun. That's it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Absolutely.
It's like, all right, you can call me whatever you want, but I killed you. Mm-hmm.
I wasn't as great in the game, but it was just so fun, man. It was because it was my first experience, aside from the original Halos, from like a real, portion of online. Like at that time, no other game was really out that was kind of doing good online and stuff, except for Halo 2.
Right.
Halo 2
Xbox was the one taking online
to the next level.
To the next level.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the first Xbox. But yeah, man. It was the first of its kind. It was a lot of fun. It was also extremely frustrating.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Like any multiplayer game now.
Huh?
Like any multiplayer game now.
Of course. But I just went back to how many nights I would just have terrible times that people would left and right, and it just I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do all nighters before.
Yeah.
before. But then the saddest thing happened, and MGO
Right.
for Subsistence came to an end. I
Yeah.
believe it was like in April or something.
Yeah, it was during the spring, and we had just a couple of hours to play it, and they were shutting the servers off at 3 a.m. I remember.
Yep.
And I remember you and I playing. I think I had work the next day or something.
So did I.
Yeah, and we just played all night till the servers finally. They just gave us that boot. I think I shed a tear. I think I shed a tear, man.
No, man.
It was so bad.
Right,
man,
right.
Because they just kicked us out.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
just
And
kicked
then
us
we
out.
missed it so much, and then MGO 2 came out.
Yep.
For
Metal Gear Solid 4.
Metal Gear Solid 4, and it was good.
It was great.
It was
I
good.
liked
It was
a lot, and they remade City Under Siege, which is great.
They this time now you have kind of a more modern multiplayer.
They opened it up a bit.
Yeah, you can move while aiming from the shoulder, third person view kind of a thing. And now they allow you to custom make your character. It was good. It still had that MGS feel.
Yeah.
Just not nowhere close to what it was in the original.
No, of course not. I don't think it ever will. Just like how I talk about in Halo 2 Lockout. They've remade Lockout so many times, which is a legendary map in Halo from Halo 2. With Metal Gear Solid City Under Siege, it just didn't have the same feel to it.
Yeah.
And I guess that's just
It just happens
our
with the
opinion.
times. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just for the times, and I think people that jumped in, a lot of people didn't jump in the first Metal Gear. I think a lot of people jumped in for Metal Gear Solid
Right.
4, the Metal Gear Solid Online
Portion of Part 4.
Part 4. So I think a lot of new players came in that time, so a lot of people remember Metal Gear 1, but there's a few of them. A few of those where they played hardcore Metal Gear 1.
Yeah.
Subsistence.
So I mean, it introduced the whole leveling system, where you pick 4 skills or
Yep.
whatever the case may be, and
Some customizations.
yeah. Well, a lot more customization
Yeah.
compared to MGO for Subsistence.
Yeah.
But that had a good run. It started to turn more into a kind of, I'm just gonna like snipe you from over here. Or,
Yeah.
But it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was fun. We've had a few nights playing. Not as much as MGO 1, but MGO 2 was really fun.
I think it was just because we had certain responsibilities when that came out.
Yeah, of course. And we didn't spend as much time as we did.
Yeah.
We had a lot of time.
Yeah.
So,
We had a
before.
lot of time when we were kids. But it was good, man. And then that ended. I don't know what it is about Hideo or Konami
Yeah.
ending these online portions so early.
I don't understand.
I was just like,
Halo 2 lasted almost 10 years. I think it was 10 years.
Right.
So, man, I just, with this Metal Gear, I really hope that they're going to remake City Under Siege. I pray that please just make City Under Siege. I remember this one time, Arnaldo played a cruel joke on me.
Oh, are you really gonna?
I have to, man. This is golden.
Well, I mean, let's just explain the premise. This was after MGO from Subsistence was long gone.
Yeah.
So
Long gone.
With that being said, I'm gonna let Hyro just tell this.
Okay,
It's
so
hilarious.
I don't know if you've noticed now, but I'm like on every media outlet, everywhere. I'm just like on IGN constantly. So Arnaldo told me that MGS3 Subsistence Metal Gear Online 1 is back up and running. Mind you, this is years after Metal Gear Online has been canned. So he tells me, hey, I'm playing online, dude. Get on right now. And I'm just like, man, shut up, man. I'm trying to go to sleep or something. Anyway, he puts on what I didn't know at the time, a YouTube video of Metal Gear Online playing in the background. So in the background on the phone, you hear, just the sounds of Metal Gear Online. And I'm like, holy crap, you're actually playing. Mind you, I have to take out my Ethernet cable, bring it from my living room all the way down the hallway to my room, connect it to my PS2 adaptation, because it didn't come with a internet adaptation, connect it, and I bring that wire all the way down, and it was 2 a.m. And I'm connecting, I'm trying to connect in and out, and I'm like, dude, it's not working. And he's like, hurry up, the game is about to end, and a new one's gonna start. And I'm just like, all right, just wait, I'm gonna be there. And go ahead, you can say that next part.
Go ahead, no, go.
I mean, you know what happened.
just say it. It's your story.
Anyway, so I'm connecting, and then he just goes, hey, I'm kidding. So imagine me with a bunch of wires around me.
You had to look for your PS2 again.
I had to look for my PS2.
Connected to the TV.
Just everything.
The VGA cables.
Yeah. RCA cables.
Is it
RCA cables, yeah. So I had to connect that, have everything in there, and mind you, I have my headset on, so the headsets back then were trash. You had to connect them to a USB port in the PlayStation 2, and it was long, the cable was super long, and then you had to connect the PlayStation 2 controller. So imagine me looking at the TV, trying to connect, saying failed connection, and he goes, hey, I'm kidding. And then my whole life just was in shambles. I think I hung up on you. I think I just hung up on you.
The point is that I got him good.
Yeah, that was really good. With that being said, thank you so much for submitting your question, Pytherian Fire 87. Again, if you guys want to email us, just email us at underthecardboardbox@gmail.com. You can submit your questions, your topics, suggestions, anything there. Comments.
Yeah.
Just send anything.
Let us know how we sound.
Yeah, let us know. So, with that being said, let's get into the last segment of the day.
Yep. It's trivia time.
Who's that?
All right. So, if you're not familiar with the rules, I'll say them again. So basically, I ask Cairo a question, or I give him a line from Metal Gear. It can be any Metal Gear. His job is to tell me which Metal Gear, who said it to who, and when. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Last week I got it right, so...
Yeah, you got one.
That was cool.
You got one. So here we go.
Okay.
They're armed with 5.56ers and pineapples.
Okay.
Let me know if you need me to repeat that.
You know I am. Repeat that.
They're armed with 5.56ers and pineapples.
Okay.
Think carefully now.
This sounds like Metal Gear Solid 3. So, they're armed with 5.56ers and pineapples. Pineapples, I'm guessing grenades. So, 5.56ers. All right. This is a tough one.
Deep breath.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to guess Major Zero, Cypher, talking to Snake in a debriefing before he fights soldiers, the GRU soldiers. Metal Gear Solid 3. Conversation with Major Tom.
Why are you extending your answer? Is that your final answer?
Yes.
You're wrong.
Oh man. Okay. 2 out of 3, right?
When that wasn't
we
in
did
the
that
rules.
in the first episode.
No, we did not.
Yes, we did.
Oh, that's only because I gave you mercy.
All right.
Come on. You want another shot?
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay. Metal Gear Solid. One of those games.
Nice guess.
Oh man, this is a tough one, dude. Metal Gear Solid 3. No. I think I got it.
Okay.
Okay, Metal Gear Solid 4. Metal Gear Solid 4, right? Colonel talking to Snake in the beginning of the game. Final answer.
You're wrong.
Oh, man. All right, I wasn't confident in that one. Go ahead.
But you said final answer.
Final answer, right? All right, go ahead. Where's it from?
Metal Gear Solid 1.
Of course.
When Snake goes up in the elevator, and when he's looking over the soldiers, he tells the colonel they're armed with 5.56ers and pineapples.
Snake is telling the colonel.
Yes.
Wow. All right, that was good.
So there you go, people. This is the MGS trivia. Let us know how you feel about these questions. And if you want, hey, send us some suggestions. We'd love to hear from you.
All right, guys, that was our show, episode 3. Thank you for listening so much. Again, you guys can get this podcast each and every week on Tuesdays. Just subscribe to Under the Cardboard Box on your podcast services, anyone you have. And also, you can email us at underthecardboardbox@gmail.com. And we're also on Twitter, the UCBB podcast. And also, we're on YouTube. So just go ahead and subscribe to Under the Cardboard Box. Search us up on YouTube.
We now have a Facebook page.
We do. So if you have any suggestions, comments, we have a forum group there, our community group. So let's make this mother base grow.
Thanks for joining us again, and we're signing out.